So here it is, north of D.H. Connolly now, still moving up Highway 43. So here's the roundabout, Portertown roundabout, the one they had to repave because everyone complained about how bumpy it was. That's kind of how most people know it. This one still broad, but a little more concerning. Now well north of D.H. Connolly, really starting to approach Fire Tower between the roundabout, a stoplight here, and then as you get towards here's Teeter. Again, whether it becomes a full-fledged tropical system or not, nothing really changes with our forecast, but the change today in our forecast has been, it has made it a little bit further south than kind of what we thought last week.
They are the cutest things though, aren't they?
Oh my gosh, they're so sweet.
Yeah, hopefully they get back to where they need
have
to
one,
be.
Courtney.
No,
I
you
know.
cannot.
I'm not.
You can see just how much tropical moisture Debbie's going to leave behind. That's why rainfall amounts could still be impressive. And go back to debris and see if we get a new scan with there. Yeah, I mean, that's, I don't know why we would be getting something right there if it wasn't debris. So there's Red Wolf right there. The lights right there. There's the overpass. This is going back down towards the mall, Chick-fil-A, crossing near Tacos for Life, that area right now, and it's moving on Highland. So that new construction zone on the east side of town. Our storm system continues to slowly move away from us, at least the center does. That's been going towards Charlotte. A lot of the heavy rain now as far west as Boone or Asheville, but we're still dealing with this band of rain, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Now, the majority of this rain is just rain. It's adding to our totals, but not something that's going to cause flash flooding. And thankfully, the area that saw a lot of heavy rain this morning is dry, though there are still some drivers stranded on Highway 17 where 15 to 18 inches of rain fell. You go back over towards the Wilmington area, Carolina Beach, you see all the flooding reports from earlier today, including cars getting stranded, flooded, and people having to be rescued, pets having to be rescued because of just how high the water was able to get. Radar quiet, but not quiet for us. Still some heavy rain streaming in. This is the type of rain that can cause issues in a quick amount of time. Once you get into the oranges and reds, that's at least an inch per hour, probably closer to 2 inches per hour rainfall rates. Now, it's not staying over the same area for a full hour, but still can quickly add to those totals. In Onslow County, a few of our counties have seen the highest rainfall totals. More rain stretches all the way towards Cape Lookout. All this is expected to move on shore through the overnight hours. Heavy rain from Beulahville, Kenansville, though moving at a pretty good pace to where hopefully no more flash flooding issues, but a few road reports out of Duplin County say some roads are covered with water. So you're going to need to check highway conditions before you head out, especially if you're headed to Duplin, Onslow, Carteret, Jones, and maybe even portions of Craven, because all this rain still has to move through during the overnight hours. Getting a little bit of a break from Williamston to Greenville, rain leaving Tarboro, over Rocky Mount and Wilson, but heading west-northwest at a pretty good clip. Not flash flooding rain, but still adding more rain already to areas that maybe haven't seen a lot of rain. That band's going to stick with us all the way through 7 a.m. Can't rule out an isolated tornado warning or two, but really it's just going to be a heavy rain tornado threat. And so far, data has been a little too strong with that band, which is great news because it's been throwing out some very ridiculous rainfall totals, which is why I'm not showing rainfall totals because they're just a little too high for what I think could happen. But notice all this rain stays off to our west. You can still see the swirl of that low pressure. So even after all this moves out by late Tuesday morning, we're still going to have some showers return, especially as we head into Wednesday. See them redevelop there. And then into Thursday, pretty good coverage on some hit or miss showers, maybe a few downpours before we get to enjoy a drier, nicer weekend. Morehead City looking out, very hazy, wind still blowing, but more tolerable than it was earlier. Very wet in Pitt County, but no power outages, and overall things are calming down wind-wise. 15 in Washington, 12 in Beaufort, 18 in Jacksonville, so about 10 to 15 now with wind gusts occasionally around the mid-20s, but not really as strong as they were earlier. As far as the tornado threat goes, notice areas right along the sounds, the coast, that's where we've seen the best chance for a quick spin-up tornado. Even tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. with that band of heavy rain still lingering, can't rule out an isolated tornado before that threat comes to an end throughout the rest of our Tuesday morning. So we'll keep the first alert weather day going, but most of us should be okay. Really, coastal areas, Duplin, Onslow, Carteret, Jones, Craven, may be where a lot of that heavy rain sets up through the overnight hours. By the weekend, we are feeling much better and back into the 70s. So not anywhere close to the 90s We're getting closer and closer to that last average 90-degree day.
Yeah, going to be nice once all the rain gets out of here. And really has been interesting to see some of the areas getting just heavy rain, others just a little drizzle at times.
Yeah, and how about Wilmington? That was not in any model data, and I don't think that was even the worst case scenario. That beat that by several inches.
Yeah.